So I think we can start. I think others will keep joining in during the session. So hello, Anupma. Hi, welcome. Um, so I'd just like to introduce Anupama before she starts the session. Anupama heads the startup cell at Flow Indore. She's associated with Wiki National Committee for Homepreneurs, and she's also on the global jury for Vadhwani Foundation. She has an MBA in Business Economics and is an entrepreneurship professional skilled in event management, team building, and teamwork. She has expertise in developing an entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem in academic institutes. The work in which she has very rich experience. I'm sure she's going to talk about it a lot more during her presentation. Servicing educational institutions has given her a wide range of exposure to gain expertise, to conceptualize, to design, to develop, and to execute new programs from scratch, apart from enriching the existing ones. It's a pleasure to have you here, Anupama. I now invite you on stage to address the audience. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Girish, for such a lovely introduction. It has been a pleasure to be here, and definitely it's a mutual learning platform. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. So very, very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are doing well and keeping safe and staying happy. So I'm sure, you know, these days, the deliberations you all have been going through is already must have given you the flavor of excitement what entrepreneurship brings in the life of not only the students but also the faculty. So I had the time limit that has been given to me is like really less for me to actually bring everything that I have experienced in 8 years, to compress it into half an hour. So I'll try to do my best, and I'll try to do the justice to the topic that has been given to me. So to start with, last 4-5 days, a lot has been spoken about the subject, but the question is, why me? Why us? Why there are so many faculties there in the college? So why should I do it? What will I get out of it? So let's start with a small story, which brings me back to the year 2008, where I started my journey. It's an emotion. It's more than just a career. I started in 2008, where entrepreneurship was something, a new coined word. People didn't even know the spelling of it. People didn't even know how to pronounce it. It is back then when we started establishing, putting our efforts into spreading awareness about entrepreneurship. But just like everything takes its own time, it required a lot of patience, because the why, what, how, when of it was something nobody had answers to. I didn't know why I was doing it. I didn't know what I'm going to do. What am I expected to do? I didn't have any benchmarks to look at. It was a completely uncrafted path. There was nobody to look up upon that, okay, this is the person, he has done it. This is how he has done it. And I just need to, imitate the person, or maybe, just bring a little bit of here and there changes and just move ahead. Just like any other department, just like any other club, just like any other institute, just like any other enterprise, you need resources. The management funda of 5 M's: men, money, material, machine, market. You needed the same when you talk about entrepreneurship clubs. I'm talking about the times where there was nothing available. If I talk about men, I was the one-man show at that time. I didn't have team, and there was no courage to ask the management that give me team to do it, because obviously I didn't know, why am I doing it? Where will it lead me? Why should they spend money on this? When I talk about material, there were no resources. It was difficult to pitch to the management that, deploy resources for this. When I talk about finances, the money part of it, obviously, I mean, even when we know that there are certain well-proved things that this is going to bring an outcome, still we find and we juggle around convincing the management to pass our budgets. When we talk about the market, it was definitely not ready. And when I say market, I mean the students, the faculties, the parents, the academicians. Nobody was convinced with this thought. I mean, the crowd was running after placements. Everybody wanted good placements. The yardstick of success was just placements. But today, fast forward, when I talk about 2020, the last project that I did, I had everything. Today is the time where everything was, it had become the kingpin of the institute. When I talk about money, and when I talk about people, when I talk about team, I had a team of 30 students. I had a team of 15 plus faculty members. I had all the heads of the departments for whom this had become definitely an indispensable part of their entire responsibility. When I talk about the money part of it, we had made it self-sustainable, starting it from zero, where I had to reach out to the management for every 50 rupees or 100 rupees, or for that matter, 1,000 rupees for the sanctioning of the projects, to making the entrepreneurship cell self-sustainable and not a cost center, but a profit center, where I was given the freedom to manage the funds that I was generating, and I could use them the way I wanted to in collaboration with the students. So it was student fund. It was not a college fund. It was called as a student fund, student kitty it was. When I talk about materials or the infrastructure, the various, of course, the infrastructure and the systems, the processes, the stationery and everything that you need. So obviously when you have money in your hands, everything is already automatically sorted. So everything was given to us. When I talk about machines, in fact, for that matter, even if I talk about the material in terms of infrastructure, I remember starting from a small cabin where I used to share it with 4 of my other faculty members, to today where I had my own cabin. I had my own students department where they were given enough space to work and explore and plan their activities. There was enough infrastructure created where we could hold digital workshops, and world-class environment was created so that we could give that experience of entrepreneurship. We could create that learning environment for the students and faculties. To machine, when I say machine, here I mean systems and procedures, where there were no guidelines in 2008, where everything was absent. Today, we could create a system and procedure for everything, be it the appraisals for the faculties, be it the appraisal for the students, be it their attendance system, be it how are we going to promote the students to different level, how are we going to handle the social media, how are we going to progress in towards creating another team. To market, where we can see how the entire ecosystem is moving towards just placements to creating enterprises. And today entrepreneurship is not seen just like creating an enterprise, but it is seen more as a skill. Today, even if you talk to the various HR departments, HR heads, they would also say that we hire entrepreneurs. We hire students who have failed in terms of their efforts that they must have made towards starting up. So that's the transition we have made from nothing to everything. That's a transition we have made of building trust. That's a transition we have made from nobody supporting us to everybody supporting us. That's a transition we have made from nobody knowing about entrepreneurship to everybody talking about entrepreneurship. But like I said, you need to be patient. A seed doesn't convert into a tree in one day. A child doesn't become a grown-up in one day. Enterprise doesn't become profitable in one day. It's not an overnight success. It's not an overnight story. You need to be really determined. You need to be persistent. You should know why you're doing it. And trust me, universe is waiting for us to actually take us ahead with our dreams. So this is a short story, how I have struggled, how I'm sorry, Girish, I'm not able to change my slide.
Should I share the screen for you?
Yeah, if you can do that.
No.
So it is definitely, it was never easy. It is a journey of struggles, but a lot of happiness and adventures. It is a journey of a lot of excitement. It is a journey of making people yours. It's a journey of self-discovery. It's a journey of coming out of a comfort zone. It's a journey of changing attitudes and personality development. When I say this, I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about anybody else than just me, why I did it, how it has changed me. I was a person who could not talk to even two people. I always had that stage fear. I always had a hitch. I was somebody who could never go to somebody and ask for a card, go for an introduction. But today I have become good in networking. I can talk to people. I can pitch my ideas. I can articulate. I can convince people about my ideas. I can take decisions. I can be a leader. This was all missing in me when I look back in 2008. You see a very, very different Anupama from 2008 to 2020. There is a 180-degree change in me. And that all happened because of entrepreneurship. There is something about this word, whether you create an enterprise or you teach entrepreneurship, there is something about this word. It doesn't just change the lives of the students that you're going to deal with, it's going to change your life as well. So it is something which is very close to my heart because I have seen myself changing. So from this entire journey, I would just try to take out few lessons or few observations that I had, and then we can take the discussion forward. Next slide, please. So the point here is, why did we even choose academics? Why did I choose academics? Was it by chance or was it by choice? I'm sure for most of you, it must be by choice. But for me, it was by chance that I made it my choice. So it happened to me that, I got an offer and I was not doing anything. So I said, okay, if there is something better than nothing. And I didn't know anything about it, but still I took a chance. I took the opportunity which was knocking at my door. But after working for 2 to 3 months into it, I made it my choice. I understood this is my calling. This is something which is so exciting. This is something which is making me happy. This is something which is bringing a change in the lives of so many people. But also the point here is, even if I made it my choice, do I have a vision and mission behind it? Or is it that I'm just flowing with, or is it just that I'm flowing with the wind and passing each and every day? No, it doesn't work like that. It's very important that whatever we are doing, we need to know, we need to craft our careers ahead. We need to know, where am I seeing myself in another 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And that is what we teach our students as well. Are we wanting to be just the faculties for another 5 years, or are we seeing ourselves in some leadership positions? Are we wanting to be teaching the same lessons in the same way, or are we planning to have some patents and doing some innovations and research to our credits? It's very important that we think today, where do we want to lead ourselves to? And that is what made me drive. I knew that if I'm doing something, and I could sense the pains in 2008 that, for every little thing I had to go to people. I felt like, what am I doing? For whom am I doing it? But I understood that I should actually understand that I'm not doing this for anybody else, but for myself. I should keep everybody out of this, in the sense that I should not expect anything from the institute. I should not expect any kind of support from the academicians or the faculties. I should have the vigor to do it. And what should I do? What are my obstacles in this entire process? I could understand it's the money, it's the processes, it's the systems which are becoming obstacles. So I knew that in another 5 years, 6 years, I should be able to craft ways where I could convince people why is it important and how should I do it so that I have enough freedom in my hands to do it the way I want to. And that is where I wanted to make my entire department self-sustainable. Any questions? I hope you all are with me. This is like monologue, so I'm really not sure.
No, I think everyone is there. We'll have the questions towards the end of your session. Yeah,
sure.
Fine. You can go ahead. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, Girish, next slide, please.
Yeah.
So academic entrepreneurship is no different for creating your enterprise. We always know entrepreneurship has these few words attached to them. which is passion, struggle, and change makers. So it's important that when we decide to become an entrepreneurship educator, we should know that we are doing it out of our passion and not profits. We are doing it and we know it that it is going to be a journey of struggle and not support. But at the end, we are going to come out with flying colors and will be a change maker and not just another faculty in the college. We are going to be the purple cow of the college. So it's important that we have these clarity in the beginning itself. Do not do it because somebody is wanting you to do it. Do not do it in expectation of anything. Should be very clear. I'm doing it because it's my passion. And I'm going to face troubles in the way and I'm going to fight through it and come out. Next slide, please. So like it is said, entrepreneurship is about being a brand and employability is about building a brand. So what I say for an entrepreneurship faculties is that we build a brand and we become a brand. So we are fortunate enough that we can play both the roles, that we will be building a brand for the institute, and in that process, we are going to become a brand for ourselves in the end. So that's what the journey is all about of entrepreneurship educator. Next slide, please. Like I said, there are going to be a lot of struggles in the process. It's not going to be easy. And that is why I talk about these few points where we should be very much prepared for it in the beginning of starting the journey. There's going to be a lot of peer pressure. People are going to be sarcastic. They're going to discourage you. They're going to ask you, why are you doing it? What is it going to give you? Are you going to get an extra salary out of it? So there are going to be lots and lots of discouraging points. There might be times where they're going to feel that, okay, they're going to make you feel left out, maybe because you were engaged into something, you will start getting recognitions. So you might lose some friends. Be prepared for it. Time management. Of course, in between all the academic pressures that you're going to have, in between all the classes that you need to take, managing these extra responsibility is going to be difficult. But at the same time, like we say, that when you do something that you love doing it, when you do something that you enjoy doing it, I think you really don't count on the time that you're spending on it. It doesn't make you tired. So I think that is what it is going to be for time management. But having said that, of course, you need to plan your entire schedules in a way that you're able to manage things and it doesn't give you stress. When I say admin pressure, of course, it is related to peer pressure only. The heads of the departments, the directors of the department, nobody's going to take a note of what you're doing at the initial times. And for them, it's going to be a complete waste of time. It's going to be a thankless job. And lack of support in any form. When I say any form, I mean financials, infrastructure. When you're planning an event, for them, the other event or any technical event that you're doing is going to be more important than your event. But don't get disheartened. This is going to be a journey for just initial few months and years. Trust me, the day you get one achievement from the student, things are going to change for you. So you have to work on the business first before it works for you. So that is what is going to be the entrepreneurship journey for you, being an entrepreneurship educator as well. So we have to put in a lot of efforts at the initial stage, and then you can be in the comfort zones of all the recognitions and inspirations for others. Next slide, please. So what's in it for you? I did talk a lot of points which might discourage you to take this leap. But if you look at it, there are few discouraging points, but many accolades that can come, many reasons for you to take this leap. After some time, you will be seen as an influencer. Students will follow you. Students will listen to you. They will consider you as your role models because they can relate with you, because you can relate with them, because they would understand you, and most important is you would empathize with them. You'll be keeping yourself into their shoes and understand more precisely their dreams. You are going to give them the platforms to achieve their dreams and practice their dreams. Orientation towards better research and innovation. We have been talking so much about research and innovation, but there is one word that we miss, and that's quality. I have been always taught that research and innovation shouldn't be done, especially research just for a PhD, just to get that doctorate or a doctor before as a prefix. But it's important that research is done to solve a problem. If it is not done with a purpose, does it really help? It doesn't. But from where do you get these ideas? Where do you really know what kind of innovation is required? What are the topics you should be researching on? I think the root cause of everything is a problem. It's a gap. And you are so much occupied with your own profession that you really don't get enough time to understand these gaps, the problems that are existing in the society. That is what entrepreneurship is going to give you. Because you would start understanding and analyzing problem. Entrepreneurship is all about solving problems. And you would really precisely understand what problems we are really talking about. So the quality of the research and innovation improves. There's definitely going to be a lot of recognition from the students. I have seen students who have been pushed into a career and they don't find any support anywhere in the ecosystem where they could understand that what is where their heart lies, and somebody to give them a push that okay beta, it's okay. अगर आपको इंजीनियरिंग नहीं समझ आता है कोई बात नहीं, आप पहले रियलाइज करो आप करना क्या चाहते हो, आप किस चीज में अच्छे हो, आप किस चीज में क्या चीज नहीं कर सकते हो, जिस चीज में अच्छे हो क्या उसमें कोई करियर बन सकता है. And that's where you'll find students, a lot of students who have some other dreams than what they are pursuing, and you are going to be the one who are going to give that push, and automatically it is going to bring you a lot of recognition. I've seen students changing their career paths, especially in engineering. After they being part of entrepreneurship cell, they could discover themselves, what are their strengths, what are their weakness, what is giving them happiness. There are students who have landed to ISB Hyderabad because of the kind of work they have done being part of the entrepreneurship cell. Definitely there's going to be recognition from college management the day you start getting recognition for the college. When students go and participate in various competitions, when they participate in various workshops, when you nominate them for various faculties are nominated for FDPs, and when they win and come back, that is where the recognition is going to come. You're going to organize a lot of workshops which or on topics which is not being talked about at all. That is where the recognition will come. You'll bring in a lot of grants. That is where recognition will come. You will bring in a lot of sponsors. That is where recognition will come. Change in teaching methodology, definitely. You know, we talk a lot about application, but we really don't get much time. We talk that, okay, application is missing in this entire, journey of teaching. But the point here is we say that, we are somewhere lacking into corporate experience. So how should you really bring application into your teaching? Trust me, this is going to be nothing less than a corporate experience for you, because you're going to create your own enterprise. You're going to be more closer to the industry. You're going to meet a lot of people. So automatically it is going to bring a lot of application-oriented teaching in you. You would realize after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months that, okay, what I have been teaching about is not that important than what I am learning recently from the industry. And that is what I want to talk to the students more. This is something students can go and learn from, YouTube, Coursera, or edX. There's so many platforms that are already available. But there is something that I can talk about from my experience, but students won't get it anywhere else. I have seen a lot of faculties recently. See, obviously, when I talk about 15 faculties, 20 faculties that I have been working with for last 15, 20, for last 5 years, not everybody has the same level of passion. But definitely out of those 15 and 20 faculties, there are 5 faculties, I would say, who have evolved, who have actually brought entrepreneurship in forefront of their career. And they are finding themselves so passionate that they are drinking entrepreneurship, they are eating entrepreneurship, they're sleeping entrepreneurship. And they see a change in themselves. Their entire orientation has changed towards looking at things. Network development, of course, because you will go and participate into various conferences. You will call different people. You'll invite a lot of people into your college for workshops and for speaker sessions. You're going to hold a lot of mentoring sessions. So automatically your network is going to develop. Opportunities outside the institute. You'll start getting recognized outside your institute. They'll start inviting you for various sessions to help them, guide their students, to take speaker sessions. Once you do all of these, your college will start recognizing that, okay, this particular faculty can be a leader. She can do beyond teaching. She can be moved into leadership roles along with the teaching. And that is where they will start looking up towards you for leadership roles. Of course, better career growth, whether I talk about financially or non-financially. Trust me, there are lots and lots. Still, there are dearth of good entrepreneurship educators. And be it government, be it corporate, there are a lot of non-governmental organization institutes. There are a lot of organizations who are working towards promoting startups. They will start onboarding you as mentors. They will start onboarding you for master classes. You can actually, this is another arena where you can think of as a passive active income. So in fact, the students who are going to come out of creating their enterprises, you can always have a share in their companies as well. So there are lots and lots of opportunities of even earning money if you talk about the financials. And at the same time, when I say career growth, I even mean progressing as a leader. So it is said, entrepreneur, you have to be known for something and not just for anything, but something specific. And why? Because that's your distinction. And that is what applies on us as well. We should be known. We should not be just another faculty. We should be able to create our own distinctions. We should be known for something which not anybody else is doing it. So next slide, please. Today is the day. When I look back, there was no support available. But today, trust me, every institute is talking about entrepreneurship and innovation. Every company is talking about entrepreneurship and innovation. Every student is wanting to be an entrepreneur. Government is giving lots of support. We have seen Make in India, Startup India, Stand Up India, the kind of financial supports they are bringing in. There are specific organizations and clubs that have been started to support the journey. That is why I say, if not today, then when? Today is the right day. Everything is being given. In fact, institutes till yesterday, they had a choice. But today, you have to do it. The kind of programs AICTE, UGC are bringing in, the Ministry of Education is bringing in. Today, it has become a compulsion for the institutes to take the lead and do better innovations and promote entrepreneurship at the institute level. All the rankings that we talk about, entrepreneurship and an innovation is having a very major, is considered as a very important parameter in getting good rankings under all these ARIA and the rankings that we have for the institutes. So take the lead before somebody else does. Be an early adopter to this change. It's time to be an entrepreneur. It's time to venture into your own enterprise and create a legacy for the institute to celebrate. Focus on creating a sustainable entrepreneurship and innovative supportive system. Trust me, it's a journey of self-evolution. It's a journey of self-change. Like I said, it's a journey of self-discovery. You will find a different you in another 3 or 6 months. Take the leap, just try it out. Trust me, it will change your life. Thank you so much. I hope this helps and it does inspire you to at least give it a try and take this leap and create something great, not just for the students, not just for the institute, but for yourself as well. Thank you so much. Over to you, Girish.
Thank you so much, Anupama. I think it was such an inspiring session. Your journey, especially starting in 2008 when there was very little support to today when there's so much support available. I hope your story resonates with some of the faculty members here. I'd now like to request, in case anyone has anything to share from the audience, the stage is now open. In case anyone wants to discuss on certain things, ask a few questions.
Anubhava ji,
yes, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for the wonderful lecture what you have given. So all the valuable information really will helpful for us to create the student as an entrepreneur. But only one thing I little bit differ. I don't know, every personality came for the lecturing, cornering the teaching fraternity. So many of them may not know what are the constraints behind the teaching fraternity to become the student as an entrepreneur. I think you were also become a student. That day, what your teacher has been contributed.
Yes, sir.
So because of that contribution, only you are standing in front of us.
Definitely.
Please listen. And also you are selling your idea to your teacher.
Yeah.
All are the teaching fraternity listen to your lecture. So your foundation has been created by the teachers only.
Definitely. There's no second thought on that.
Instead of many teachers is not having the patience to become an entrepreneur, please. That may be avoided by the resource person. That is my humble request. The reason why we are attending so many workshops, we are sitting in front of the youngsters for learning the things only to become, everyone to become an entrepreneur. So the society in future, the young society in future must be the entrepreneur. That is the positive attitude of every teachers. We know that how we are suffering as an employee. So sometimes we are working under the fools, under the juniors, under so many people. But however, with a lot of patience we are sitting. So that only please you have to avoid. That is only the kind request as a teacher. Otherwise, the content what you have given, every point will be the valid one. So really I make note of every point what you have given. So wonderful discussion, my dear resource person. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sir, I agree with you completely. Nobody better than me, trust me, can understand, because I have worked with 15 faculties and every day I see them struggling through this. And you know, the worst part of this entire academic ecosystem is that there's nobody to empathize with the faculties basically. And unfortunate is they are burdened so much with admin pressure. I mean, faculties would really enjoy the classes you give them. They don't even find time to research.
No. It's a little bit different. We are not deviated with administrative pressure. These are not. So one person could not become an entrepreneur. Not only the teacher. Please keep in your mind. We are very friendly. We never show our pressures to our students.
Yeah.
So many factors behind. So not only the teachers are behind the students not become an entrepreneur. I think Deepak sir also understand that. So maybe
Definitely.
The situation, environment, politicians, so many factors behind.
Of course.
So we must exclusively speak about the reason why the society could not become an entrepreneur. So the teachers are very small person in this world, but we are not affecting the minds of the students to become an entrepreneur. But sometimes we visualize ourselves, what we experience should not be my students. So how we are affecting in our job. So in the age of 54, I am sitting in front of the youngsters. The reason why, something we must learn, I must deliver to my student. So we are taking all kind of effort. So the teaching fraternity is not only the factor behind not motivating the students. So our PhD, you talk about our PhD also. No, all our research and everything really helpful for our students. So we make the students to be analytical and also intellectual. We are doing a lot of things behind so many things. Whether you believe it or not, in the screen and also off the screen, even now, we are only the person dedicating beyond that, beyond the friends, the parents, etc. We never compromise. We never allow our students to be in the ditch. Whether you believe it or not, my age is 55 now. I am talking to my teacher, every contribution of me to the society. So that every student have even now touch with the many teachers. The reason why they are only the I think the godfather to the students, they only taking care of. Even the parents are leaving and the parents are simply excluding their kids due to the burdens. So we are not only the factors behind to become an entrepreneur of this society. At least we 1% are backing behind.
I got your point, sir. I agree with you. I understand. In fact, I think you made a very valid point, because I have even seen incidences where there is a student who gets motivated that he wants to do something, and he's very active in the college, and you won't believe after 1 month, the parents comes with a complaint to the college that, okay, why everybody's engaging my kid into all of this. So I think what you're saying is right, that the entire society has to play a role. It's not just the responsibility of one person to take the lead and do it. You need to create an entire supportive ecosystem. And of course, what we are is because of the faculties. I mean, this is like something we really just cannot get away with, and all gratitude to each and every faculty who has put in efforts to make us what we are. And I definitely acknowledge that, sir. Thank you so much. Definitely.
I think Ratna Prasad sir has a question. He has his hand up. You can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, a very good morning, Anupama. It's
good morning.
Sir. Happy to hear whatever you have shared with us. But as a faculty, one question that I would like to ask you is, since you're titled as entrepreneurship and academics, people like you who have been successful as an entrepreneur, would you take it to the statutory boards like AICTE or UGC, stating the importance of entrepreneurship being brought into the curriculum? Now, when I say into the curriculum, not just introduce a course or two on entrepreneurship, but revisit the existing curriculums and see where every aspect could be looked at in terms of both entrepreneurship as well as providing employability. That's the question that I have.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, so good news is that AICTE is already working very aggressively towards this. And of course, it's just last 2 years that they have introduced a concept of Institutes Innovation Council. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of this. They have already launched it in around 2,500, 3,000 institutes all over the country. So Institutes Innovation Council is basically a partnership between Ministry of Education and AICTE. And they have brought up, they are hand-holding all the institutes towards establishing innovation councils. They do a lot of activities in two modes. One is where they are doing activities and asking students and faculties to participate. Another is they are giving a well-defined and a beautiful calendar to the faculties, to the institute, to do all those workshops, organize all those workshops and activities to promote entrepreneurship amongst the students, entrepreneurship and innovation. And the best part is they are hand-holding to a level where they are helping institutes and management to change their entire policy towards startups and innovation. They are training their faculties and making them innovation ambassadors. So AICTE is at the forefront now, and entrepreneurship and innovation has become a priority for them. They have also introduced something called ARIA, which is a ranking system for the institutes to participate, to measure their efforts towards entrepreneurship and innovation. And they're going to link all of this towards all other rankings that are happening at the institute level. NIRF rankings, all of that is going to be all interconnected. In another 1 year, 2 years, we'll be seeing that. So AICTE has started doing it, and they are doing it brilliantly. They do a lot of innovation contests. Yes, sir.
Just to add to it, whenever you say the word ranking, the idea behind trying to get this successful will always go down the drain. whenever you say there is a ranking involved, organizations will try to compete to get onto the top perch of the rankings one way or the other. Now, how effectively is it implemented will never be shown in a ranking. There are numerous ways where I can show that I'm implementing it, but whether I'm truly implementing it or not, there's no way that you can judge that.
I got it.
So
I got it. I agree.
Ecosystem that we can talk about other than rankings, because whenever you say ranking, our mentality is similar to what a student's mentality is. We want to be on the top always. It might be my prerogative, it might be my institute's prerogative that to do that. We always try to be on the top.
Correct. So I'll tell you why I'm saying ranking again and again is because not everybody would understand at the initial stage of starting this journey that why should you be doing it? How would you convince the director that why should you be doing it? How will we, convince the management why should they be doing it? So this is just one piece of this entire thing that, okay, this is another benefit that we are going to get. Another thing is they have even AICT and Ministry of Education. When I say institutions, innovation council, they have created a portal where, you need to upload all the reports, the pictures, the videos of what you're doing. And from there, they, take out all the data to help them understand what is the level of work they are doing. They even do a lot of star rating that they have started for the innovation councils, where, on the basis of the efforts that you're putting in, on the basis of financial support that the management is giving to the faculties and the ecosystem, the kind of money they are pouring in. It's a beautiful thing. I would request each one of you to please search for Ministry of Education's Institutions Innovation Council. I'll just type it here for the convenience of everybody.
There is a reason I asked this question, ma'am. Our university ourselves have a IIE cell, Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneur Incubation Cell. So we are doing very good. We had around 30 or 40 startups that are into an execution level as well. So we have been doing it for the past 4 or 5 years. But still, as successful as we are, we still want it to be done in a better way, where every student is given an opportunity to become an entrepreneur, not just one or two who has money or who has technology available with them, become an entrepreneur. So if something can be done so that every student can be given equal opportunity to become an entrepreneur.
Definitely, sir. Sir, it's just that, it's a gradual process, right? Like I said, it took me 8 years. It's not small, right? It took me 8 years to make it self-sustainable, to convince and make everybody part of the ecosystem. We all do not think alike, right? Everybody has different set of challenges, different level of work. It's just that we need to be a little more patient and just keep more, in the sense we can be very hopeful. The pace at which they are moving, I'm sure the good days are coming soon, where, everybody is going to talk about it. See, I'll give you a small example. For example, they have introduced this concept that why not allow faculties also to become an entrepreneur? When I say this, I mean Ministry of Education and AICTE in their startup innovation policy, they are talking that, we should give the freedom to the faculty also to try their hands on creating their own enterprises. This is just suggestive, right? This is not just it has not become a policy, and how many of them are going to really implement this or are really going to make it workable? But at least we have started talking about it today. The point was, this was not even being talked about till yesterday. At least people have started thinking towards these lines. So I'm sure if not 1 year, 2 years, but 3 years, 4 years down the line, the things are going to change for all of us and for the students as well. Sir, I hope this helps.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Anupam, I had one question before we move to Digvijay. Is it like, for example, there is an MA and MSc by research. Can I get an MA, MSc or PhD by doing an entrepreneur, by starting an enterprise? I don't want to attend any lecture. Is that on the cards?
No, I didn't get you. PhD in the topic of entrepreneurship?
No. I want to start an entrepreneurship and get an MA degree. I get an MTech degree, for example. Can I get an MTech degree just because I start an enterprise? I think Ratna Prasad point is not that, but that's what I got a follow-up point is that can I not take lectures and just do an entrepreneurship course? And it's not possible. Okay.
No. So I'll tell you, there is a little twist here. They have introduced. See, let me just paraphrase the question. You're saying that without taking the classes, can I still get the degree? just because I'm engaged into creating my own enterprise, right?
Yes.
That's your question. Okay, yes. So what they have done, of course, not completely, but they are suggesting, AICTE and Ministry of Education is suggesting, and that is what that policy is all about, that, you know, we are after students. When I say, let me say I as a faculty was after student every time to come to the class, and attendance is important. Okay, so you have to be in class, this particular percentage of attendance is compulsory. So what they're suggesting is that if there is any student who is working on innovation or an important project, or who is working towards creating his own enterprise, a little relaxation should be given to him after verifying all the things in the background. Does that answer? So if I want to create an enterprise, so I can be given a relaxation that, okay, you did not take 75% attendance, but still 50% is something that you will have to maintain. But
it rarely happens, Anupama. It rarely happens, because I have 6 teams of students who work on vehicle building. So when you're talking about building a vehicle and competing in events that are conducted by professional societies, they need to tend to skip some classes.
Yes, sir.
And it is not that they're doing something irrelevant to their academics. They are doing something that will help them. And those students who have been in those vehicle teams have been more successful in getting placed over the years. But it still takes a lot of convincing from the academics office to give them the relaxation for that.
So trust me, this is something I have been struggling for 8 years, and that is why I said that this journey is not going to be easy. And that is why I said that you're not going to get the support. I'll tell you a small example here, how I used to manage doing the work all 8 years, 9 years. When I talk about the students, I was very clear that students cannot, and in fact, I believe in this, that academics are very important. Students shouldn't be asked to make a choice between academics and extracurricular, or between academics and entrepreneurship and innovation. We have to teach students to strike a balance between both of them. So what I used to always tell them is, say for example, our college timing was 10:30 to 5. So I always ask my students to come at 8:30. We used to have another shift. So I used to ask them, for every work related to entrepreneurship club, you need to do it between 8:30 to 10:30. And from 10:30 to 5, you go back to your classes. Then again, if there is any leftover work, they'll do it. They'll reach home and they'll do it. See, it's as simple as that. Anybody who is creating an enterprise, he has to put in extra efforts. And same goes for the students also. They cannot expect to do everything from 10 to 5. If they are expecting extra learning from the college, they have to give some extra time. And that is why you will never have 6,000 students to be part of your club, of your organization. You'll have those handful very, very interested students who are willing to put in that time and effort to become something different. So it is important. That is why I say that after 8 years, I could understand that there is something that we need some policies. I was very clear. I made it in the part of the policy of the students that you will not get any attendance of attending any event unless and until you maintain minimum 60% attendance in the class. See, these students are very smart, right? What they would do is they want 75% attendance minimum, right? So they want to balance it with the participation in activities. I always tell them this 25% bracket is given to you for what? They could have made it 100% attendance, or maybe 90% attendance, considering that 10% as your personal problems. Why did they give you 75% attendance as minimum attendance to maintain, and that 25% is bracket given to you to go and participate? And I think that's a change in the orientation we need to make in the students, and that will happen gradually. And I can say that I could bring that change in the mindset of the students, where they stopped running after attendance because just, being part of the ESL events only because they wanted to balance their classroom attendance. It doesn't work. We have to work together. I mean, if I would have, told them or reached to the director that, okay, sir, bachcha speaker session attend kar raha hai aur aap usko ya kaam kar raha hai, to aap usko attendance do. See, end of the day, I'm not helping my student. Forget about everything else. Academics ke bina to kuch nahi hoga. It is important that student has to be there in the classroom when required. So we have to find a midway. And of course, like you said, sir, कहीं ना कहीं policy is also helping. कुछ बच्चे हैं जो अपने enterprise पे काम कर रहे हैं, अगर उनके लिए market में होना जरूरी है, वहाँ पे relaxation is what AICTE and Ministry of Education is proposing to the institutes. They have not made a policy. They are proposing it to the institute that, you know, there can be a committee who can, you know, sit and discuss with the student and understand the reliability of what he's saying, validate it, and accordingly a mutual decision can be taken in the benefit of the student.
You touched upon a point as well. When you have students working overtime, like either early in the morning or after the college hours, you have parents come to the organization and say, why are our students, why are our kids made to be working extra? So even if it's in the interest of the students themselves, this is a challenge that is faced by institute and the faculty that are supporting them.
Of course.
But it's a challenge that it needs time, and it will take time for every one of us to be on the same.
If I may interrupt.
And so that is why I say it took 8 years for me to create that ecosystem. And I started from somewhere where nobody understood it. Still today, we are sitting at a time where at least all of these things are being talked about in the policy, where AICT is talking about it, where Ministry of Education has started talking about it. And like you said, of course, see, when I'm working with 30 students, it's the parent of one child who came, right? But of course, we have to find a way out, and it will work. It will work gradually, but it will work. It's a journey that, you know, when we walk on this, we'll find the solutions also to handle such situations.
Thank you so much. I think we're just running short of time. But
I think there was one ma'am who was saying something. If you can just take that last point, Girish.
Sure. Probably one final remark without taking too much time. Anyone else wants to say something? I think we can. We can close for now. But thanks a lot, Anupama. I think your presentation has sparked off a lot of discussions. I think it was really inspiring, and I'm sure I had a lot to take away from your session, and I'm sure many of the other participants also had many things to reflect upon. Again, it was a privilege to have you. Thanks a lot for joining in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Girish. It was a pleasure, and I hope it helps somebody to take this leap. And I would be more than happy to discuss one-to-one also. If there are any faculties who are facing any troubles, I'll be very happy to discuss this over a call and take it one-to-one. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, dear all participants, for being so patient. And these kind of discussions, of course, help us to give a lot of food for thought further also. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, can you share your contact number?
I'll share it with people. Sure. So whoever wants a number can reach out to me. Yeah. Go ahead.
Good morning, Anupama.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Anupama, if you can stay back for 20 minutes or so till I go through my session, I think it'll be nice if you stay back, if you are able to.
Sure.
If you don't have a
sure, sir. No problem, sir. I'll be there, sir.
Yeah. Okay, great. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Girish, shall I start?
Yeah, go ahead, Digvijay.
Okay, wonderful. So first thing, it's great that some discussions are getting stoked out of this, and I would say very important points, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship in academics, and especially for the audience here. So few things which I would like to talk about, and what Anupama has touched on, are very important, is it is not going to be easy. People think entrepreneurship can be run like some other academic program. And some of the agitation stems from that. Because we start, thinking, oh, it should work in a very systematic manner that we have thought of how other things are running, and it does not. So that is the first thing. That's why entrepreneurship is not for everyone. The people who have attended this program have chosen. If we had made a social entrepreneurship program, design thinking for social entrepreneurship program mandatory for all the faculty, it would have got even a worse response. Even with the way we have done the program, it has been a huge challenge for us to conduct it in this manner. And kudos to Deepak ji and Girish and Akanksha, Swastika, the entire team for being able to even conduct this program remotely. But coming to the point, Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It is a choice. It is not an easy road. There is no guarantee of success. There is a guarantee of growth. Hear my words carefully. There is a guarantee of growth. There is no guarantee of success. I will change that in the very next section, that you will be successful in growing. So I would say, yes, there's guarantee of success, but where is the success? In you growing, in your growing your capabilities, your personality, your abilities, that and your capacity, capability, that will definitely 100% grow. I can write that on a stamp paper and give you 200%. But the confusion often happens is between entrepreneurship and being entrepreneurial, and entrepreneurship getting mapped to a particular business that we run. Does everyone have to become an entrepreneur in terms of running a business? Not necessary. Every society has all types of people, and it needs entrepreneurs also. So this is not a heavy load on anyone's shoulders that all of us have to become entrepreneurs, or I have to make everyone else an entrepreneur. You cannot. So first of all, take this load off your shoulders. Then at least you can do what you can, really stretch yourself and do. Can everyone be entrepreneurial? Again, 200% yes. What is being entrepreneurial? And Anupama captured it very well in the beginning. And I want to reiterate what I said on day one also. Is entrepreneurship is more an attitude. It is about the problem solving. It is being creative. It is being understanding what is happening around, taking initiative. All of these are the signs of being entrepreneurial. Whether you take these abilities and turn it into a business or not is a second thing. It's a different matter, and it is a personal choice. Second, as academicians, there has never been a better time in India, I'll tell you, where innovation and entrepreneurship can be supported. Is that support going to be to the level that you want, expect, and served on a platter? No. But compared to what it was a decade back when Anupama started her journey, I would say it is abundance now. There, in case someone wants to be entrepreneurial, whether it is as a starting a business themselves, or as a faculty to be intrapreneurial, there's a word like intrapreneur, within the academic system to be more entrepreneurial, or to take entrepreneurship to students. Never been a better time. And I would like to compliment people like Anupama actually. They have been the torchbearers, the many people like her who were the early movers, because of which the situation has now come where policy has started considering and implementing all of that. One of the other things is many of the questions that you asked, there are answers, and there are many things happening with AICT in terms of supporting the faculty, both to become entrepreneurial, as well as to bring about entrepreneurship. But one of the trademarks, most important thing for the entrepreneur is to take the initiative, to become passionate about it. So I'm not going to take this session to the point where everything is available on the platter, but do know that what Anupama just briefly touched on, huge amount of support is available, whether it is for students, whether it is for faculty. Just take the entire example of what Sweri is doing. Sweri has taken the initiative, and the entire load, if it was only on the faculty, it would be a challenge. But there are organizations like SOBUS, which are partnered. Sweri has taken the initiative, the management and the faculty have come together to support an organization like SOBUS, which is a non-profit, which can bring many of these entrepreneurial pieces without disturbing the academic schedule or the responsibilities of the faculty. One. Second thing also to be aware of is, many times the frustration comes for faculty to be involved in entrepreneurship or even to support entrepreneurship is they are academicians. You are academicians. Many of you have not had a exposure to entrepreneurship. So not having that exposure, but now needing to create an ecosystem for that is not only challenging, but often stressful also. So again, to ease that stress, to give that support, organizations like Sobus are working, which is our primary aim, to create socially impactful entrepreneurship. The last part I would like to touch on is how this can work. One expectation that all students can become entrepreneurial. Entrepreneurs is mistaken. But yes, all students can become more entrepreneurial. As a skill, that skill is valuable for everyone navigating their life, whether they run their own business or not. Simply social entrepreneurship, especially having that attitude of problem solving with the society in mind, is a thing that every single citizen of a country needs. It is not an optional thing. Being aware of what is happening in society and having the capacity and capability to create some impact is something which every single citizen should have as a core part of the education. So the process that we are starting in SWERI, and which can be replicated in many other colleges, is we start with the entire student body by offering some skills and some programs which help the student body at large. In doing so, what will happen is the students who are more entrepreneurial or more resourceful, let us say, we haven't reached the stage of entrepreneurship, more resourceful, more innovative, more driven, more enthusiastic, can be selected for the next stage of innovation. Those who participate more actively and create an impact out of that level of work can be then moved into what we call incubation. And there's a incubation ecosystem being set up at SWERI. There are incubators in many colleges, but the way that Sobus is planning to do it is work with the entire student body so that it addresses the thing, has the opportunity for entrepreneurship been made available to everyone. Can everyone become an entrepreneur? No. But has the opportunity been made available? Yes. Thus the ecosystem will be setting up. And in running those funnels, in running those steps, we will give skills to everyone to improve in whatever domain they are. And some of these people will actually go and start some technology or non-technology related even social startups. So in doing so, we give a chance to all the students. We give an opportunity for the society around to connect. So we'll be working closely with all the institutions as well as the NGOs, government in the surroundings of SWERI. And same thing with the faculty. With the faculty, not everyone is expected to become entrepreneur, but all of you can become entrepreneurial. And in the way Anupama said, it will benefit you in many, many ways. So I will leave this as the last thing I would say is, so Sobus as a platform is available to institutions, to individuals, and you can feel free to connect offline with us in whatever manner you want for your own ideas or to get support which you feel might be lacking in your institution. We would be very happy to do that. We have a team dedicated to do that. And we have the best of experts coming in as mentors and experts to take the journey forward. So I can take questions for 5-10 minutes in case people have any queries. I would love to take those.
The stage is now open. In case anyone would like to share something or ask a few questions, feel free to come up on mic and speak. Thanks.
Or you can put it in chat also.
Yeah.
Anupama, you have any questions?
No, sir, but yeah, I would definitely say that this is definitely a life-changing journey, and like you really said, let us not just focus on entrepreneurship. I always remember, I'll just say this very quickly. I always remember people used to always ask me just one thing. Okay, fine, you're doing all of this. Tell me how many entrepreneurs you've created. Let us not focus about the number of entrepreneurs we are creating. Let us just pick this word entrepreneurial. You know, we just want to change the mindsets. Trust me, I mean, the students who wants to, we cannot create entrepreneurs. We really cannot create entrepreneurs. In fact, on the in the college, I would say the people who wants to be entrepreneur, the students who wants to be entrepreneurs are the ones who will not come to you at all. They will in any which ways do what they want to. But it is more about making students realize their dreams. There are a lot of students who want to be an entrepreneur, but because of the lack of ecosystem, you know, they are not able to come forward. And more than that, it is about, because obviously we cannot create 1,000 entrepreneurs, but to create that one entrepreneur, we have to target on those 1,000 students. One entrepreneur created, success story created, but 999 students, we are giving them successful careers. They are going to be entrepreneurs in their organizations. They are going to become the kingpins in their organizations where they'll go for work. So I think let us not just connect entrepreneurship education.
This is actually a very nice point. And also, when you say 1 in 1,000, no, typically entrepreneurs, and the reason why Sobus is promoting entrepreneurship is, even if the 900 have to be given an opportunity in industry or some organization, those opportunities simply do not exist at the level of population that we have. Government and private sector cannot create the opportunities for the other 900. So it is like today Tatas can employ thousands or lakhs of people, but there was an entrepreneur who started it. No, Jamshedji started it, and therefore it has resulted. So everyone can't be an entrepreneur, but the entrepreneurs are important for everybody. Because when an entrepreneur does his or her job, they might create 2 jobs, they might create 20 jobs, they might create 200 jobs or 200,000, like some of the big companies are doing. So that's the perspective which Anupama shared, which I would like everyone to look at, even in the academic this thing. Often in the academic side, what happens is we want to teach everyone. Everyone has to pass the same curriculum. In entrepreneurship, it is not like that. It's an individual journey. What we are starting off is a framework in which that individual journey can be supported a little better. That is all we can do. So thanks a lot. That was wonderful what you talked about, the entrepreneurial journey being, something which is very specific. Yeah. Thank you.
I had a question for Anupama, and also for if Digvijay you want to answer. So if there are entrepreneurship, innovation and entrepreneurship cells in many colleges, is there a platform where all of them talk to one another?
Do you want to take that, Anupama?
Yes. So I tell you what, there is no common platform, I would say, in terms of any particular entrepreneurship cells per se, but that can be created always. I'll pick up 2 examples here. One is, say, for example, if I talk about incubators and accelerators, for them, there are platforms where, like if you take Atal incubation centers. So there are a lot of WhatsApp groups, the institutes that have incubation centers. So there are a lot of WhatsApp groups that are having, all the faculties together. What I did in 2009 was that we had around 10 to 12 institutes that were there, which had e-cells. So, and because it's a small place and we know each other, so let it be initiated by us. Say, for example, if it's Indore, so why not any one of the faculty takes the lead and, collect all the faculty leaders from various institutes and 2 student leaders from their institutes and create a WhatsApp group. So that is what we did. We created student club, entrepreneur club, which was at a city level, and we created Facebook group also for them, where the students who've been part of the entrepreneurship cell or who are taking the leadership roles and the faculties who are leading the initiatives, they were all together. See, it's as simple as that. This is a platform, right, where we have all around 50 faculties who are interested in this. Why not a WhatsApp group is created of them, and they stay connected with each other and share best practices. So it is as simple as that. But there is no formal group that you would find, because everybody is doing things at their own initiative level. But if there is any say, for example, innovation cells that I'm talking about, institution innovation cell. So they have a Telegram group where there are 2,000 faculties all over the country who are connected with each other. So if there is any initiative by any organization or at a national level, they have their such platforms. But if you are not part of any such initiatives, then we can also always, you can always initiate such groups and make other faculties and students to be part of it and take the discussions forward. I hope this helps. Deepak.
Yeah. I was thinking that informal groups are one thing, but there could be more formal support provided by. So I've been a big believer of peer support.
Can I add to that? So this platform, as Anupama mentioned, there is no platform which brings it all together. But one is it useful to bring everyone together, and then what is the process overhead to do that, and that process overhead then justifiable to bring everyone together. So it's a complete problem by itself. We feel the answer to that is yes, there is a need, and it can be made manageable if it is well designed. So Sobus is actually putting together such a network. Think of it as a LinkedIn or a Facebook, Facebook I think more people are familiar with. Facebook has a network, and Facebook also has groups within it, right? So similar structure we are creating, where we have an overall network for social entrepreneurship, and to create subgroups where each institution or each city, as they choose to, depending on the institution, can create their own sub-community within it. So you get the benefit of being part of a larger network like Facebook, as well as you get part of this thing. You can have a more intimate group with which you can traverse your journey. Part one. Part two, I would say that I have been called as an advisor by AICTE to participate in some of the discussions. And one of the things that we were asked to create is, can we create a program for all of these IICs? They have Institution Innovation Councils, which are in over 900 odd colleges now, must have crossed 1,000 in the last 1 year. All of them, they have set up the council under the guidance of the AICTE, but many times they don't have actual activities, useful activities, value addition happening through those yet. So first step is taken of creating those groups, but to activate those groups. So like hardware has been created, but the software to run those groups is not yet in place. So AICTE wanted Sobus to carry that program out, but then the pandemic hit, and we had to pause that. But now the possibility is that similar program like what we have done now, but on a wider digital scale, can be worked at with AICTE. So if you have a few colleges where we demonstrate this, and which is what could be a potential outcome even of this program, there might be some faculty who's interested in helping our entrepreneurship ecosystem come up in their college. They can work with Sobus, and what we are doing at SWERI and 2 other colleges already, we can do in another 4-5 colleges, maybe 10 colleges. That's a good proof point with which to take such a platform to roll it out to even the 1,000+ IICs.
Got it.
Yeah, I think we can close this session unless there are any more final. We can take one more question. Otherwise, we can close the session. Anyone else? Anyone would like to share?
Anything on the chat?
There are a few comments, but I think
you should close it, Girish.
Yeah.
So again, Girish, yeah, open the rooms so people can go back to the breakout rooms and discuss.
Sure.
We're going to reconvene at 11:45.
At University of Mumbai, what you can just do is you are now in touch with our team. Sober's team is well known to you. Girish, Swastika, Akanksha, any of them you can reach out to, anyone on this group, in case you want to have a further conversation on anything in your own institutions. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much. I can leave, right, Giri?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anupama.
Thank you so much, everybody. Please take care of yourself and stay safe and stay healthy and be happy always. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anupama.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
For a particular cook.
So now, I will now open the breakout rooms again. The breakout rooms will be active.
Yeah.
You can continue to work on your concepts and murals.
30 minutes. We'll be back at 11:45.
11:45. Yeah.
Yeah. 11:46. Okay. So whenever we're back in the plenary, keep it for 30 minutes. So keep working on whatever we're working on. And then 11:30 for 11:45, we'll be talking about how to create a powerful story. Okay. Good. I'll be back at 11:45, Girish. Okay.
Sure.
You make the breakout rooms?
Yeah. I'm opening all the rooms.
Yeah. Dr. Anita is also asking to add her separately.
Yeah. Now you'll be able to. You can just join any room. You'll have the option.
Yeah. If you don't have, if you're struggling, just let Girish know. He'll add it. Add you. The murals are available for everybody, Girish?
Yeah. Akanksha, if you can just ensure that everyone has the murals.
This is the one which solution interview.
Akanksha is not on call. Huh? Swastika, you're there?
Yeah, I am here. I'm just typing out the contact email IDs on the chat.
Contact email IDs of?
You, me, and Akanksha, in case they want to reach out.
No, that's fine.
Akanksha
is there. Akanksha is there on call?
Yeah, I am here.
Yeah, if you can just ensure that all the breakout rooms have the links, and if you can just go around and also start your recording in the breakout rooms.
Yeah.
Anyone here in case
they anything new with them, right? Storyboarding abhi.
No, just check in with all the.
No, we have given a new mural, no? Solutioning mural. Solutioning mural.
हाँ, ठीक है.
Okay. Just ensure that all the 4 groups have that access to that.
ठीक है.
And also check if all the groups also have somebody who has access to the entire room. Although they ventured yesterday, just recheck that. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Abhi, are there people in this group who want to who needs help? There's so many people in the plenary, Girish.
No, I think this slowly it just started. Like slowly they're moving into the groups.
I just go get a cup of coffee and come back.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Girish.
Yeah, Deepak ji.
Yeah. Okay. Because every time I remove this, I sometimes don't get to just check whether these things are working.
You use a lapel mic, huh?
I use a lapel mic.
Oh, super.
Yeah, because it just makes the sound quality better.
The impact is much more, right? With your voice.
Also, I need things to be clear.
Right.
And these Bluetooth headphones are not notoriously very. It's not very reliable all the time.
Right.
Ek beta, somebody's calling me. Hold on. Are the groups getting populated? Let's look at the murals. Can you give me the link to the murals, all the murals?
Link up. For you, I think be better अगर आप login करके देखें.
हाँ ना?
हाँ. That'd be a lot of links. You get confused.
The problem is my browser crashed in between.
Okay.
But now.
So let me open waste management.
Take a look. Demo, waste management. Anything happening in waste management?
The POVs is complete. So solution interviewing. Yeah. No, I think they're on the mural right now.
One feature of this mural Zoom rooms I would like to do is to be able to extend it by the. Now I'm seeing that, so they are not complete. Okay. Now I'm going to the दूसरा कौन सा group है? Education. Education is also not complete.